Hey guys, hey, this is Nay. Follow me on IG, Twitter, and Periscope at Nay Rob on YouTube. Now, let's talk New Edition, Part 3. Okay, guys, how this one starts off, it had its ups and down moments. I would say out of all three, number two, part two was the best. The part three touched my heart the most, and I found myself crying. I don't know about you guys, but every time I go to a New Edition concert and I can feel like the end coming, like when they do their little montage of all their old songs, it just, I don't know, it just makes me so emotional. It kind of like breaks my heart. At any rate, it opened up with the "If It Is in Love" video. They did a great job with replicating all the videos. I mean, it was amazing, and I don't know why I was under the impression that it was Ricky's big brother who was in the video when they originally made it, but it wasn't Ricky's big brother. It was Ron's uncle who was, the guy in the video. But I knew he was related to somebody. And the guy that was the barber for Bobby Brown who cut the Gumby, that was DC Young Fly, if you guys don't know who that is. Then they did the replication of Sorry You're Not My Kind of Girl video. Oh man, I love the song because I think it's the most truth that a man could ever say to a woman. Yeah, you're a perfect woman. You're beautiful. You're nice. You're sweet. You're kind. But you're just not what I'm looking for. And there are times in my life where I've had that not said to me, but I wish that men would have said that to me instead of stringing me along. Because sometimes guys come across a good woman, but they know that they're not ready for that good woman, but they're so selfish that they just string the woman along. And to me, I think it's just honorable when a man can say, you're not my kind of girl. So then, Bobby Brown, let me say that the way they depicted him in the beginning part of part three, I mean, I almost began to hate him. Almost. Because I was like, this bad boy is too much of a bad boy. He was an arrogant asshole, and that's all I have to say about it. That scene where he put his hand in one cake and then he was like, New Edition is because of me, and stuck his hand in the other cake. I mean, can you get any more disgusting? So then, at the party when Johnny Gill said that he was with Motown, I was like, I never paid attention to that, but I was like, Motown, what is he doing with Motown? Because your guy that's feeding the beast is at MCA. What's going on? But the guy went to Motown and they took Johnny with him. And then um, that the scene came up when they were on Video Soul, I think it was, and I forget the name of the girl who was Sherry Shepherd. And y'all know all this is locally. Sherry Shepherd is down here in the DMV. But she's a comedian too. The young lady that portrayed Sherry Shepherd is a comedian also. When I look at it, it is a cast of stars. It really is. But what Michael did, that that when he embarrassed Ralph in front of the camera and was like, "Hey, if you need some help, come to me," you know, because he felt like he was the man. I mean, and they were just taking shots at each other. It almost made me want to like reach through the screen and like smack all of them in the face. And it was just pure ego sitting on that couch. And the only one that seemed to be the most reserved was Ralph Tresvant at that point, and Johnny Gill at that point, that particular point. I'm sure, they showed moments where Ralph was out of control and each one was out of control. The one who never really seemed out of control was Johnny, and I guess because he was last to come, last one hired be the first one fired. Tell me what you feel, because during that Video Soul interview, BBD was on fire. But to me, guys, out of all the solo projects, considering BBD being an entity of itself, one solo project, um, BBD and BBD and My Prerogative seem to be the most, uh, you know, I can't even describe it. BBD was awesome. I mean, incredible. And remember when the BBD album came out, it came out during a time where they were doing remixes. And I don't know why they don't do that more often. Like they released their album, and like no more than 2, 3 months later, they released the remix. So they were, continuing to capitalize off of the momentum. So Johnny Gill did a great job, but not as good as Bobby Brown and BBD. I'm telling you, BBD like took us by storm. You hear me? I mean, the producers they had with them, the remixes, their dancers were incredible. Just the videos, everything about BBD was on fire. And when Mike made that comment to Ralph, like, if you need some help or anything, come on over. I thought it was quite disrespectful. But I'm going to tell you a little more about Michael Bivins, because that's a ninja right there. That's a ninja. So, what was funny during the interview also was they were saying that we were in the works of making a video, another NE album in 6 months, and it ended up being in 6 years, and that was a fatal flaw. You must capitalize off of the momentum. Ricky was a pill popper. Like, who knew? And I'm glad they showed that, because I loved how they didn't let it be that Bobby was the only drug abuser, which I felt was jacked up, because they let Bobby stand alone out there on the junkie mountain by himself alone. And I felt like that was not right. That was not fair. And I'm glad that Rick owned up to his demons, because people need to know that they're human and they're not alone. That's the number one. The Home Again tour. And that's when everything went south. And Wood Harris, his character was like, well, they need this tour, because everybody's second album flopped. So they need this tour. But the thing about it was, the only people that were on the tour that was making money was, they made money outside of the tour, was Bobby Brown and Michael Bivins. Why? Because Michael Bivins had Boys to Men and ABC and all his other endeavors that were going on, because he was managing groups and producing groups and things like that. But let me say this, let me give you this information. Michael Bivins is a ninja. Let me tell you why you're a ninja. Because I seen those little boys from ABC's grown up, okay? And those little boys said specifically that they didn't even know that it was over until they stopped receiving sneakers. So I don't know. So that little piece when he was like, "Well, did you read your contract?" Michael Bivins, you a ninja for this, because you claim victim when they did it to you, and then you turned around, you did the same thing to them little boys from ABC. That's not right. And you could tell that them little boys are still struggling with the rejection that they felt. They said they didn't get no call, they didn't get no letter, they didn't get nothing. And mostly all they got, it wasn't money. What they got were sneakers. They were paid in clothes. That's what they were paid in. So Michael Bivins, you a ninja for that, Michael. Come on now, A little boy still in Atlanta. I think they are, but yeah, Michael B, you need to be smacked in the face for that. So He's a ninja. One thing I want to know about y'all, I know half of y'all ain't old enough to remember Sammy Davis Jr., but didn't that Ricky Bell character, the guy that portrayed Ricky Bell, didn't he look just like Sammy Davis Jr.? Didn't he? I'm like, what in the world? Where they get this guy from? But whoever he is, he look like Sammy Davis Jr. Y'all just Google it. Just Google the picture. I mentioned the interview in another video, and what they showed about the story where they pulled, where Ronnie got on stage and got to, just like bombarded Bobby Brown and got him out the way for the scene where he pulled the fire hose at, where he was just like, "Look, I'm sick of this BS." The way that they depicted it in the movie, I don't know what was the sequence, but when I watched the Breakfast Club interview, uh, his uncle had already had the heart attack and he was feeling a certain kind of way. Ronnie, when he spoke up, he was like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of y'all keep letting this dude get away with murder. He's doing whatever. Why y'all keep babying him? And I don't know why they let him get away with so much. But guys, sometimes it seems like with people that are a problem, they don't really go through them. They just go around them and be like, "Girl, don't just ignore him. Just ignore him." No, don't ignore him. Smack him in the face. That's what you do. You smack him in the face. But I know you guys know where you have cousins that you be like, "Oh, there's something wrong with him. Don't say nothing to him. Leave him alone." Or whoever. But y'all don't check the people, or the people aren't checked because for some reason people have been conditioned to just leave the guy or the girl, whoever, alone because they don't want to deal with the person's with the person's anger. I don't get that. They should have been checked. Ron was right. They should have been checked, Bobby Brown. I don't know. Maybe he had a chemical imbalance or something, but yeah, Bobby was tripping. He was tripping. I almost didn't like you, Bobby. I almost didn't like you, but I remember, you know, I, that's how them bad boys be. They just be out of control. And I swear, if you ask me, all them bad boys got chemical imbalances. If you ask me. So during when they was going through the scene where they was going through the issue where everybody was like, I'm quitting this tour. Now they've said previously that most of the reason why they were in such financial debt is because they lost so much money with leaving the tour in the middle of the tour because this tour stopped abruptly. And, that's probably why Kanye pulled that stunt that he was crazy because, you got to pay back that money. You can't be saying you're going to be on dates and everything and then you ain't there. People sell tickets. You got to pay that money back. So they went into dire straits, with trying to pay back that tour fiasco. And, you know, Bobby B went up in JG face and was like, you ain't nothing basically. And JG was like, Johnny was like, don't get it wrong, Ninja. Don't get it wrong. I know you can got that raspy voice and you pumping and you gyrating all over the place, but baby, I'm Johnny Gill, baby. I'm Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill was still able to make money because regardless of what you say, that goddamn Johnny Gill, if he can't do nothing else, oh, he can sing. He can sing. He might not be the best looking up in here, but he ain't bad looking neither. But he can sing. So, if y'all remember LSG, it was Gerald Levert, Keith Sweat, and Johnny Gill. That was an awesome album. You know, all I can say is, I was quite busy that year. Ronnie went on to sell or to into real estate, and I don't understand why is that a bad thing because I mean it was a time where real estate was the key. You hear me? Real estate, yeah. I still think it's a lucrative thing to be in real estate, so I don't understand that. And Michael Bivins, him and his Shady, shady. He probably still hiding from ABC. He seen them people from ABC coming down the street. He probably be hiding in the bushes. Ralph got a divorce, and he just gave the girl all the money. I don't know. Well, towards, he want to take care of his family and make sure his family is fine. And Ricky Bell went to rehab. Good for you, Rick. Good for you. So Ronnie's wife is a part of a girl group. I can't. She's much younger, and she's part of a girl group. I cannot remember the name of the girl group. But it was strange to see that all of them were married. I think you have to almost, like, I know that that was something they almost hid because until they got older, because we don't want to feel our men getting married. I don't want to see none of New Edition married. None of them. Not none of them. I want to think that they are going to be single and available to me forever. They came together for Ronnie's um, wedding, and it was very, very commendable for Bobby to apologize. It was commendable for all of them to apologize, but it's not like they still didn't have their problems. But I really hope this movie is able to allow these men to get everything off their chest so they can feel better about, what happened, because, you know, they lived their lives with each other, and it was basically about perspective. Ralph was saying that I felt like I was alone every time I was on stage. I felt like I was doing this for me. And it was crazy because where do you get these thoughts? Like, have y'all ever met somebody that had these crazy thoughts in their head, and they're like, so you've been treating me this way all this time because that's what you thought, instead of coming to me asking me, like, why didn't you just say, nay, do you think blah, blah, blah? And I'd have been like, no. And if I'm sorry to have portrayed that to you, I'm sorry. Like, I don't understand why men don't, or why people in general just don't do it. Why do they let negative thoughts get in their head and stay there? I don't. Ain't nobody got time to be dealing with people and their issues. I ain't got time to be dealing with people and their issues. You stay mad till you get glad. But that to me was very, 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 very sad. So then we get to the BET montage where they were on stage singing. Excellent, excellent, excellent. In the beginning, I was like, why are these boys even playing New Edition? They look nothing like New Edition now. That one that played Ronnie, because Ronnie still look good as E mother sucker. And you know, I don't know, all the rest of them looking hokey pokey to me. Michael Bivins, he never was like a looker. He always had them big old lips. Hakeem did a great job, because y'all be going on me all the time but my lips. But that dang Hakeem and the little boys that played Michael Bivins, I mean, y'all can't say shiz about my lips no more, okay? Because I get the business about my lips. No, they don't say that they ugly or nothing. People just always talking about kissing me in the mouth. Y'all just is it's just cool. Boy that look like Sammy Davis, or that Ricky Bell that look like Sammy Davis Jr. No. Why y'all couldn't find a boy that looked more like Kermit the Frog? Because don't Ricky Bell look like Kermit the Frog? But he was attractive. Um, Ralph, the guy that played Ralph, okay, yeah, I definitely seen a resemblance with Ralph. And the guy that was Johnny Gill, I forget his name. My sister Layla Lynn told me who his name was. I forgot his name, but he's a singer. He sings beautiful. They all were singers. So, I mean, their choreography was excellent. I was very, very impressed with the movie's guy. I was very, very impressed. And if I find that ABC interview where they spoke about how Michael Bivins basically, just stopped buying them sneakers, and that's how they knew they was fired. Because basically they knew they was hired when Michael Bivins started putting them on camera and buying them stuff. They knew they was fired when Michael Bivins stopped buying them stuff. And y'all remember in that little piece of it when he was like, "Did you read your contract, Michael Bivins? Did you read yours?" At any rate, guys, the same people you meet on the way up are the same people you meet on the way down. Naysayers. Let's be good to each other.